So much for the start of the day.
Oh, I wouldn't worry about it.
Why not?
Be at my place around 7, you'll find out.
My God, he must be out at 24 hours a day.
No doubt about you, Jane. The right word for every occasion.
We do our best. Must have girls hidden in holes in the walls. Something you want?
I'd like to see Lizzie Birdsworth, please. Hello, Miss Scott.
Oh, hello, Susie.
Friend of yours?
Susie spent some time here.
Oh, did she? And now she wants to come in and have a chat with her old mates. What for?
Well, Lizzie remembered my birthday. I just wanted to say thank you.
What's Birdsworth to you?
A friend.
An associate.
No, just a friend.
Well, it doesn't matter anyway. You can't see her.
Why not?
Against regulations.
Oh, but I've come a long way. Isn't there someone who could give me permission?
No. But I do think the governor should know you're hanging about. Get her on the phone, Miss Scott.
I'm afraid it is just as Miss Ferguson has told you, Susan. We would be contravening the rules to let you see Lizzie.
I see.
Thank you, Miss Ferguson. I'll have a word with Susan before she goes.
Very well, Governor.
You really will have to make a break with the women in here, you know. And the best way to do that is to make new friends.
I'm trying to.
Well, that's good, because you're going to be very much on your own in the future.
I'm on my own now.
Oh, that's not what I meant. Please sit down, Susan. Your status as a ward of the state was to be reviewed 2 weeks ago, but as yet nothing has happened.
I don't understand.
Well, it could be lost in an office tray somewhere, but I don't think so. There was a lot of sensational publicity about your case, and I wouldn't be surprised if you've become an embarrassment to the department.
Well, what happens if they don't take me back?
Well, it's not a question of taking you back. It's a matter of releasing you. That means you will be a completely free agent once your parole period is over.
Really on my own?
Exactly.
How fantastic. I'll make new friends, Mrs. Davidson. I'll try really hard.
I'm sure you'll do more than just try. And I'm sure this is goodbye. Good luck.
Thank you. Bye-bye, Mrs. Davidson.
Erica Davidson? Well, Meg, I thought you were having a day off.
I am, and I've been doing something I'd like to talk to you about. Can I come and see you?
Well, of course. I have some time this morning, or is that too soon?
The sooner the better. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Oh, Mrs. Powell,
Yes, what is it?
I want to know what it is I have to do to be put to work with the other women.
I thought you were doing your best to avoid them.
Yeah, I was, but I don't think it's the right thing.
What's brought this on?
Well, everyone keeps telling me I'm going to be here for quite a while. I'm just making the most of it.
Good. I'm pleased to hear that. Okay, I'll make the necessary arrangements.
Oh, Mrs. Powell, I'd like to see a solicitor before my next court hearing.
When's that?
In a fortnight. I was wondering if you could make some inquiries about that as well.
Yes, I'll arrange something.
Thank you.
It's the best idea the PRG have ever had. It's a wonderful old shop, and there's room for a coffee shop there. There's a place for the prisoners to sell their craft work, as well as plenty of room for a halfway house.
I think it's absolutely marvellous. What about the rent?
Well, it's fairly cheap, thank goodness. Otherwise, we just wouldn't have been able to make it work. There is one problem, however, which is one of the reasons I'm here to see you.
What is it?
Well, as you can imagine, it's a very big project, and it will need a full-time manager. In fact, Mara Desmond thinks we need someone living in.
That costs a lot of money.
Which is just what we haven't got.
Well, what we need is someone who'll live cheaply and needs a roof over their head, right?
Yes, that just about sums it up.
Meg, did you come here to ask my opinion or confirm your own thoughts on the matter?
A bit of both.
And who did you have in mind?
Judy Bryant.
So did I.
Well, the parole board should be satisfied because you'll have a job as well as a roof over her head.
Possibly. I think we ought to get Judy in here and discuss the whole business.
All right, ladies, would someone like to show Simpson what to do? She'd like to join in.
Oh. Well, I don't mind showing her.
Oh, sorry, I've got to take you to the governor's office.
What for?
Don't panic. I don't think it's anything serious.
Oh, well, Shirley could use a hand, you know, clean up the type.
Is this one Shirley?
Yeah.
Take a few minutes to introduce us.
Sure. Come on here.
Okay. Sure.
What are you two on?
Nothing interesting. Local government job.
Some sort of forms.
You know, probably for the parking joeys. You know what they're like. Put them in a uniform and they think they can get away with murder, or worse.
Right, Burns, that's enough. You've had your fun with your smart remarks, but this is where they stop, right?
I was only...
Well, don't. You ready, Brian?
Yeah.
With his track record, she ought to watch herself on the way to the office.
What do you mean by that?
Didn't you hear? He tried to race our Chrissy off.
Oh, don't keep on about it, Doreen.
Chrissy's real upset, and Bee's going to put a bit in the paper about it.
Just shut up, Dor. I really didn't think that sort of thing could happen, you know, between the Waters and one of us.
Well, it can. You'll see. Hey, here it is. I'll give it here. Where's Bee's bit about Chrissy and Faulkner?
I couldn't find it.
Well, it doesn't seem to be here. You sure you brought the whole paper?
Of course I did. Bee's article must have been censored.
Well, wouldn't you know? We try to put one over on the screws and suddenly there's no bloody freedom of the press at all.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, don't worry, Chrissy. They just couldn't fit it in this time. It'll be in next time.
Do you really think so?
Oh, of course. Anyway, let's have a look and see what else is in this crummy rag.
Well, that's the job. What do you think of it?
I don't know what to think. It's all such a surprise.
I thought it might be, and I'm sure you'll want to know as much as possible before you commit yourself.
Oh, of course.
I'll see that Judy gets back to the workshop when she's finished in here. Right. Please sit down, Judy.
So, I would be managing the entire complex?
The coffee shop, the craft shop, the lot, and living in.
And advising other girls in trouble.
Oh, I don't know if I'm ready for that.
I think you are, Judy. So does Mrs. Davidson.
I certainly do. But there is one thing you'll have to consider very carefully before you accept.
What's that?
Because it will include ex-prisoners, the parole board, well, they may not be in favor of your association with them.
So they might not let me out to do the job.
It is just possible.
Well, in that case, I'll have to knock it back. If I apply for parole and they refuse me, that's going to go on my record. That'll just make it more difficult for me next time I apply for parole.
That's why I mentioned it.
It's a job I'd really like to do, too.
Well, let me put something else to you. As you can see, we are both in favor of you being paroled. I believe I could put a preliminary inquiry to the board and get an unofficial reply.
Which we hope is yes.
If it is not, I know it will be disappointing for you, but at least there will not be a refusal noted on your record.
Right. Well, the sooner the better. If the parole board are willing to take a chance on me, I'll take the job.
Oh. Another day over.
Yep. But it's the best day I've spent here so far.
Whatever turns you on.
No, just working and talking to people makes it go a lot quicker.
Oh, it don't go that much quicker. And the nights, they never get any better.
No, I suppose they don't, not when you're scared.
Scared?
Yeah, of what might happen to you when you're alone with those Waters.
You talking about me and Faulkner?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I don't like to talk about it that much.
Gosh, I don't know, you can get it out of your mind.
You, worried about Ferguson, then?
Yeah, of course I am.
Ah, she won't touch you, not whilst I'm in here with you.
Nothing could stop her. Anyway, I just want to get out of here.
You tried that once, didn't you?
Yeah, and I'd try it again if they weren't watching me all the time. Organise something.
You got to have friends on the outside to do that, love. And friends that cost you money.
Sounds like you've tried.
Yeah. I tried to get me and me little girl out of the state. You can see how far I got. I can't afford it again.
But you have got friends.
Yeah. I've got a few. But they've all got minds like cash registers. Nothing for nothing.